everyone, welcome to NewsX World. I'm Kriti Mehta and you're watching Hollywood Calling. From celebrity scoops to film and music buzz, here's your quick look at what's making headlines in the entertainment world this week. Zootopia 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will battle for the number one spot at the box office, with Disney's animated hit projected to earn $24 to $26 million in its third weekend. The family film is nearing $1 billion globally. Beyoncé, Venus Williams and Nicole Kidman will co-chair the 2026 Met Gala, marking a star-studded line-up for the event. The gala, raising funds for the Met's Costume Institute, will tie into the costume art exhibition. Jimmy Kimmel has signed a one-year deal with ABC, keeping him on Jimmy Kimmel Live through May 2027. This follows his return in September after a suspension over controversial remarks about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Miss Universe 2025 Fatima Bush dismissed claims that her win was rigged, denying any influence from her father or secret votes. The Miss Universe organization also confirmed no external group influenced the results. And viewers, the 2026 Met Gala is already generating excitement with the announcement of its co-chairs, global icons Beyoncé, Venus Williams and Nicole Kidman. This marks the first time in a decade that Beyoncé will attend the event, and fashion fans are eager to see what stunning look she will bring. Williams is a 7-time Grand Slam winner and Kidman, a 2-time co-chair, brings star power and from both the worlds of sports and film. The event will raise the funds for the Met's Costume Institute and will be linked to the upcoming costume art exhibition. The gala is expected to be an unforgettable night of fashion and spectacle, with stars vying for attention on and off the red carpet. And moving on, former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and pop star Katy Perry have appeared to confirm their relationship by going Instagram official. Perry posted a carousel of photos last week featuring herself and Trudeau eating sushi while visiting Japan for her world tour, seemingly confirming the months-long rumors that they are in a relationship. This came 3 days after former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida appeared to confirm the couple's relationship, posting a photo on X of them alongside himself and his wife, referring to Perry as Trudeau's partner in his caption. And now joining us in this conversation is Andrew Latham, who's a commentator on politics, joins us live from Minneapolis. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us. Now, given Katy Perry's global influence, could her relationship with Justin Trudeau open new opportunities for Canada in terms of international diplomacy or cultural exchange?
Well, the short answer is I think yes. The slightly longer answer is the reason I say yes is because Justin Trudeau now occupies that very important hybrid space between politics and pop culture and celebrity. He has, in a sense, for a long time, but since he left the Prime Minister's office and has deepened or intensified this relationship with Katy Perry, this new role is really quite prominent. And he has become a kind of global influencer in a way that he really wasn't as Prime Minister. It's adjacent to, but different than that role. So his ability now to advance Canada's interests, values, agenda is different than it was when he was Prime Minister, obviously, but is perhaps in some ways even more effective.
All right, and how might this relationship affect Trudeau's relationship with other world leaders, particularly in countries where celebrity influence is a major cultural force?
Well, it's clearly working in Japan, in the Japanese case. It's enhancing his profile, it's enhancing his ability to shake hands with foreign leaders and slap backs with foreign leaders and engage in that kind of camaraderie, which is a kind of diplomacy, a kind of politics. Again, occupying that hybrid space between politics. He's clearly, in a sense, still a spokesperson for Canada, but he's doing it as an influencer in that celebrity world as well. So I think this is not going to go down terribly well in some countries, but in other countries where celebrity culture is robust and strong, this works to his advantage, and to the extent that he channels Canadian values and interests, it works to Canada's advantage.
All right, and are there any potential concerns that this relationship could be seen as an attempt by Trudeau to appear more charming or likable rather than focusing on a substantive policy?
Yes, well, I think there are two camps. On the one hand, there are those who say, look, the guy's just getting on with his life. He's left office. He's entitled to a private life. If this relationship is part of that, so be it. Just let it happen. And then there are those who see this in slightly more Machiavellian terms, that this is him positioning himself quite deliberately in a post-prime ministerial space, that he can continue to be influential, powerful, if you like. And I don't know that anybody has the definitive answer to that. It could be either. It could be some combination of both. But one thing is for sure, Justin Trudeau is not leaving the international stage.
All right. Well, thank you, Andrew, for having this discussion with me here. But request you to stay on as we move on, viewers. Late night host Jimmy Kimmel has signed a one-year contract extension with ABC, keeping him on Jimmy Kimmel Live through May of 2027. Kimmel's extension follows his return to the network in September after a brief suspension due to controversial remarks about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The extension was agreed upon months ago but delayed to show respect for Stephen Colbert, whose The Late Show will end in 2026. The suspension came after FCC Chairman Brendan Carr criticized Kemmel for misleading viewers about Kirk's alleged shooter. He's set to testify before Congress next week. And I now request Andrew to join us back into the discussion here. Andrew, what does Kimmel's contract extension say about his role in the late-night television landscape? Does his return show that Trump's impact on the entertainment scene is diminishing?
Well, what is diminishing is the audience, first of all. But secondly, Kemmel occupies a very important and interesting place within that diminishing audience. Colbert was a little more heavy-handed. He was a little more overt in his politics, and I think that was off-putting and potentially problematic for the network. Kemmel has a lighter touch. He's, in my judgment, a funnier guy. He seems to resonate, even though he is making political points. There's political commentary. And here we see that hybrid space again, politics and pop culture intersecting, this time in late night television in the United States. I think he's better at it. Bill Maher would be another figure who's in play here, a man of the left who increasingly is critical of the left. And that seems to have a very profitable audience as well. So, respect for Colbert, but his moment has come and gone. That's the judgment of the network. Jimmy Kimmel's moment was suspended for a brief period of time because of his comments around Charlie Kirk. But he's back because he has a product, if you like, that is in great demand, and the network understands this and is in the business of making money, and therefore is hanging on to Jimmy Kimmel.
And what's the broader impact of comedians and late-night hosts discussing political figures and incidents in a way that blurs the line between comedy and political commentary?
Well, this is one of the new spaces for political commentary. I think a lot of Americans, not the majority, but a lot of Americans really get their politics this way. And if they don't get the facts this way, they certainly get the spin, the interpretation of the facts this way. These comedians tend to confirm or reaffirm one's prior political commitments, but they do so in a way that resonates, first of all, and makes people laugh, which is a good thing. And so this increasingly It's not just op-ed pieces in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal. It's not just commentaries on Sunday morning talk shows. It's not even primetime news. It is this late night space occupied by very smart, very witty people who are able to get their political message across in ways that are obviously political, but come across as entertainment, as comedy, as something lighter than the everyday politics. And at this moment in American history, with this administration and everything that's going on within and beyond the country, this is a very welcome respite of sorts for many, many Americans.
All right. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us here on Hollywood Calling at NewsX World. With that, I'd let you go. We are moving on. Social media influencer Johnson Wen, known as Pajama Man for his disruptive stunts, has been ejected from a Lady Gaga concert in Brisbane in Australia. This follows his deportation from Singapore weeks after rushing Ariana Grande at the Wicked premiere. Wen, who has a history of invading stages and sporting events for online attention, was reportedly identified and removed by security at Suncorp Stadium before the concert. And nominations for the Golden Globe Awards 2026 are in, with Frankenstein, Hamlet and Sinners nominated for the Best Dramatic Film. One battle after another, starring Leonardo led with nominations in 9 categories in film. Meanwhile, British TV drama Adolescence continues its sweep with nods for Stephen Graham, Owen Cooper, Erin Doherty and Ashley Waters. Other programs shortlisted for awards are fan favorites The White Lotus, Severance and Slow Horses, plus Abbott Elementary, Hacks and The Bear. This year's edition features 28 categories, including a newly introduced annual honor for Best Podcast, marking the Globe's continued expansion into emerging storytelling formats. The 83rd Golden Globe Awards will take place Sunday, January 11, 2026, with comedian Nikki Glaser returning as host after her successful stint in 2025. And this weekend, Zootopia 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will fight for the #1 spot at the North American box office. Zootopia 2 is projected to earn between $24 million and $26 million in its third weekend, bringing its global total close to $1 billion. Meanwhile, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is targeting $18 million to $22 million after a massive $64 million opening last weekend. Newcomer Ella McKay is expected to debut with just $4 million, directed by James L. Brooks. The political dramedy stars Emma McKay but faces tough competition. The weekend marks a calm before the holiday rush, with big films like Avatar, Fire and Ash set to hit theaters on December 19. Moving on, 16 years after the original Avatar Fire and Ash premieres in Los Angeles, director James Cameron and stars Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana and Sigourney Weaver led the red carpet. Set in a volcanic biome, the film introduces the Ash people, a new Na'vi tribe caught in a tense conflict. Jake Sully and Neytiri face grief and moral dilemmas as the story explores faith, vengeance and loss. Early reviews call it a virtual feast and the strongest of the trilogy, praising the action and emotional depth. Trinity Bliss's performance as Took, the Sully family's youngest, has captivated audiences. Avatar Fire and Ash releases worldwide on December 19 in multiple languages. And Miley Cyrus has confirmed her engagement to musician Max Morando. The pop star was spotted wearing a gold and diamond ring at the Avatar Fire and Ash premiere in Los Angeles. Cyrus was previously married to actor Liam Hemsworth. They divorced in 2019. She met Morando on a blind date and the couple have been together for 4 years now. Morando is a drummer with LA band Lily, which performed at Cyrus's New Year's Eve party in 2022. Sarah said the relationship has helped her grow and praised Morando for being supportive. Her latest song, Dream as One, is featured in the new Avatar film, and she has no plans to tour due to her mental health concerns. And despite not actively releasing much music, Rihanna's last album, Anti, continues to break records. Rihanna's Anti has officially hit a massive milestone, 500 weeks on the Billboard 200, cementing itself as the first album by a black female artist to ever reach this achievement. Nearly a decade after its release, the project is still shaping conversation, playlists, and the sound of an entire era. This makes her the first black female artist to reach this milestone in the chart's history. Despite releasing several songs over the years and headlining the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show, Rihanna has not released an album since Anti. And Miss Universe 2025 Fatima Bosch is defending her life-changing win. The 27-year-old Miss Mexico has addressed the drama that's unfolded since the November 21 coronation, including claims that the competition was rigged in her favor. Bosch officially responded to former Judge Omar Harfouch's accusation that Bosch's win was fake and that her father, an executive at the Mexican state-owned oil company Pemex, has business ties to Miss Universe owner Raul Rocha. But Bosch rejected the argument that a brave moment led to her being handed the win. Last but not the least, Bosch has also shut down the claims that she is considering giving up her title. Moving on, Hollywood star Hugh Jackman has thrown his full support behind his co-star from the upcoming film Song Sung Blue, actor Kate Hudson's bid for an Academy Award, making a strong case for why he believes she deserves to finally take the Golden Statuette home. Now, standing beside her at the 35th Annual Gotham Awards in New York City, the 58-year-old actor publicly championed Kate Hudson as a frontrunner this award season. However, Kate Hudson has not been nominated for an Oscar since her breakout role in Almost Famous earned her a Best Supporting Actress nod in 2001. Chris Rock kicked off the Gotham Awards by poking fun at Hollywood's superhero obsession, championing original stories. Guillermo del Toro passionately defended human artistry in filmmaking, delivering a strong anti-AI message. The ceremony celebrated independent cinema with Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another taking home Best Feature, signaling a promising awards season. Rock's moment landed because it felt honest to the viewers, as he joked about how independent films have changed, hinting that budgets matter less than originality today. He's also highlighted that he loves a multiverse, but not everyone needs a cape. And that's a wrap on Hollywood Calling for this week. Your dose of stars, style, and stories returns soon.